Rural America, 1940's by Harold Gates, History 3305, Instructor Dr. Nancy Lopez, University of Houston Downtown. During the 1940s, rural America went through prodigious transitions. It was a simpler time, a time of working hard, humble living, and innocent fun. It was a time when right was right and wrong was wrong. It was also a time of heartache when families waved goodbye to their sons, husbands, fathers, and brothers as they went off to war. These soldiers were naive towards world events that awaited them and affected us all. The picture illustrates a school class pledging allegiance to the United States, a source of pride. The image shows women working hard in war machine factories, making war material to arm. These men island hopping in the South Pacific and hundreds of thousands of other soldiers. Rural America was about being compassionate and helping others. This illustration could very well be the wife whose husband was away at war, and her neighbor whose son may have gone off to war. American GI showing compassion even amidst the war, feeding a kitten and offering hungry children something to eat. Americans at home was concerned about the many cultures immigrating to the U.S. Asian families, Mexican families, colored families, Native American families, and European families. Some of these ethnic groups serve proudly in the America's armed forces. Some give their lives. It was a simpler time in life. You worked hard and you played hard. Early on in a child's life, at home and at school, they were taught right was right and wrong was wrong. A strong, patriotic America. Do your part. The 1940s was a time of families, a time for church, a time for family picnics. America was naive about the war. 3,000 miles away in Europe, 8,000 miles away in the South Pacific. This was a time to say goodbye to sons, husbands, fathers, and boyfriends. The last thing on their minds was a train east would ultimately end in Europe, and a train west would ultimately end in the South Pacific. Young servicemen having a good time, not thinking of the train ride the next morning. Swing music and the jitterbug, held at USO clubs or town's community buildings. The young lady danced with any soldier that wanted to dance with her. The young lady was a major. Images of the dreaded telegram from the War Department advising families that a loved one had been killed in the war. During the war, for the ones left at home, it was a time of hard work, rationing, and fear of the unknown. The atomic bomb. the time America was transitioned from an isolationist country to a world nuclear power. It is said that dropping the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki was the only alternative at hand besides a massive ground invasion, and according to General Douglas MacArthur and other advisors, a ground invasion could result in U.S. casualties of up to 1 million men. After the death of President Roosevelt in 1945, Vice President Truman was sworn in as President of the United States. President Truman made the decision to use the atomic bombs to save American lives. A time when American culture became nationalized and proud. New citizens being sworn in as new American citizens after traveling the road, the path to citizenship. This is a picture of Mom and Dad, 1943. Dad went AWOL to be with Mom whenever I was born. He was willing to pay the consequences and was consequently shipped to the India-Burma theater. And at the same time, he received word that his brother had passed away, and they denied him emergency leave. We lived in a similar house in Walker County, Texas, across the highway from Camp Huntsville, where a German prisoner of war camp that held the infamous Africa Corps headed by Field Marshal Rommel that overran North Africa. Camp Huntsville is located in Walker County, Texas. It included 400 buildings, barracks for the prisoners, barracks for the American military personnel, a cafeteria, gym, hospital, washateria, and a PX. Quite different from how our troops were treated as prisoners in Germany. The 1940s was a decade of changes. The war changed our way of thinking. We fought on the enemy's home ground and housed their prisoners, Germans and Japanese, on our home ground. Our simpler time, our fun time, our time of innocent living changed. The 1940s affected the lives of every family in the United States.